Well, hello once again, my friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are here for a loop hike along the Appalachian Trail right outside of Lehigh Gap. We're heading southbound on the AT, and then we're going to return on the North Scenic Trail, which provides some wide, open, expansive views. And I have filmed here in the past, and so I've been here before. I consider this to be one of the best loop hikes in eastern Pennsylvania, and it's utterly unique in that there are very few mountain tops in the state of PA where you can get unobstructed views for long periods of time. Of course, there are scenic overlooks here and there, but this unique environment, which is like a savanna at the top of the mountain, is unlike any other I've come across in the state thus far. So thanks for joining me here on the hike. And the first part of this trail, you can hear me puffing and puffing, is straight uphill. But once you get to the top, it's pretty level, and should be a beautiful hike today. So thanks for joining me. See you up ahead. Gator out. Slow going up the hill here. Take your time on this part because it really is quite a climb, but the good thing is you're getting all the hard stuff out of the way first. And at a certain point, we're going to come to a Appalachian Trail shelter, and when we get there, I think that about 2/3 or 3/4 of the climbing will be done. It's a good place to stop and take a break. Alright guys, now I'm going to try to explain this as best as I can. Now you just saw the sign that said bypass trail, and what they did was the trail we are walking on right now used to be officially the Appalachian Trail, and the other trail that used to be called the North Trail, which has all the views, used to be the side trail, but they switched them around so when people hiked on the Appalachian Trail they would get to see all the beautiful views. But all you need to know is when you get past the shelter, make the left, follow the blue blazes. They will reconnect with the Appalachian Trail in 1.5 miles, and then you return back to that point on the Appalachian Trail, and that's the loop. So the hardest part is coming up, then we're on this blue side trail for 1.5 miles, then we come back on the Appalachian Trail for 1.5 miles, and then go back down the hill. Got it? Good. Now, if I had said earlier that most of the uphill was done when you reach the trail shelter, well, that was a bold-faced lie. Don't believe it. We're still continuing up on the blue side trail, and we're in a level spot here, but I can see there's still more hillside to go. So the climb isn't as steep or as steady, but you continue to have portions of the trail that go up, then level off, then go up again. But it's really lovely out here, and we're making good time. I don't know how well you can see it behind me, but there's one last final leg of the blue trail here before we get to the top, where it really goes straight up. It's a real butt kicker. I am out of breath. Almost at the top though. Whew. remember that road we crossed a little while ago. That road leads here to a dead end to this communication tower. And I suppose if you wanted to bypass a little bit of the trail and come along the road, you could do that. Although that last section of the blue trail was probably the nicest part of the whole trail. There's some nice shade and some nice pine trees and a little bit of mountain laurel. And it breaks up the monotony of all the hardwoods coming up. But this is about the halfway point in the hike, and we're going to start getting some real nice views coming up real soon. I'd say the snow drifts on this side are even deeper, but I gotta tell you, dollar for dollar, pound for pound, this next 1.5 miles of trail is definitely one of the best trails in eastern Pennsylvania, because you get views like this the whole way. Such an amazing landscape up here. It's so different than anything else you're going to experience in Pennsylvania, and it's a perfect afternoon hike because the sun will set in the west behind you and cast long glorious shadows. That's perfect for filming, and it's not bad on the eye either. Ooh. Snow on this side is about, there's drifts that are about 18 inches, maybe almost 2 feet. Take your time, but it's manageable. This is awesome. So the Appalachian Trail here on this side of the mountain, it alternates between these little patches of trees and those wide open areas, and we'll be hitting some more of them soon. I did something a little bit different in this film. I'm filming at 30 frames per second, whereas I usually film at 24. And there's a long standing ongoing debate about which is the better method. But I wanted to try something a little different. I wanted to get a little more clarity, a little more pop in the video. So let me know if you're watching this and you can tell any difference, because almost every video prior to this has been at 24 frames per second, which is supposed to be like considered more cinematic, whereas 30 is considered more a sharper image. But let me know what you think. You know, this is one of those trails that you just don't want it to end. It's so enjoyable. There's so much to see, and it's so unique. And I'm walking as slowly as I can because I just want to take it all in. Thanks for coming along on the adventure here. I appreciate you. hard to explain how unique this trail is for Pennsylvania. If you hiked around the state, like I know many of you have, you'll know that virtually every mountaintop in the state is covered in a dense canopy of trees, and you'll have occasional openings where you'll have beautiful overlooks and vistas, but here the vista just stretches for about 2 miles. You have these beautiful grasses and these pitch pines, and it just feels different than any other trail really that I can think of. Now you can see behind me the sun is going behind a bank of clouds, and how quickly that changes the mood. But this Blue Loop Trail, or Blue Mountain Loop, as All Trails calls it, whatever you want to call it, about 5, maybe 6 miles. If you walk past the camera 70 times like I do, you can add another 2 miles to that. But this trail is one of the few trails that I absolutely recommend for winter hiking because of the openness, because you're not going to have hardly any crowds. Came across one older gentleman doing the loop, and this is a weekend, it's a Sunday, so I love this trail. It's special. It's a great place. All right, my friends, nature, adventure, discovery. That's what this channel is all about. We had a little bit of all of that today on this very unique, very special trail. You can see we're losing daylight quickly. It's close to 5 p.m. now. Sunset is 5:14. So we have the last leg of the journey going back down the hill. That'll be relatively quick going down, a lot easier than going up. Also have a headlamp and a flashlight, but that's not going to be an issue. But I want to say thank you for coming along on another adventure on this very beautiful trail. You know how much I love this trail, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it. And what else can I say? Until next time, I'll see you on the trail. Gator out.